What is quacking, everybody? Splatoon 3 is over 2 years old at this point, and it has been a phenomenal ride. Playing this game competitively, casually, winning my first tournament, almost making the top 32 at Riptide, going to lands. This game has been fantastic. The one thing that has always been a little mark on this game for me has been the fact that I cannot get a main weapon. This is for the people who feel the same way I do, that you just don't have a main weapon. There just isn't a weapon that speaks to you, and it's just like, this is my weapon. I used to main Tri-Slosher in S2. That was my main weapon. I took that with me all the way to Quad X 2400. That was my main weapon. I jumped around for a little bit with different weapons that I found fun, but Tri-Slosher was my weapon. That was my number one thing I always picked. Backs against the wall, I picked Tri-Slosher. And in S3, they gutted my baby. They gave it Inkjet Mist, and it's terrible. I tried to make it work. I really did. I made gear for it and everything, and it's just bad. It's just bad. It's not that good of a weapon compared to its other contemporaries. You know, you got regular Slosher that's right there, Machine that's right there. You know, there's better Slayers than it with better specials. And then on top of that, they released Tri-Nouveau, which I did try Nouveau, but it has Cooler as its special. And I don't like to just play Cooler. Like, people use Tri-Nouveau more as a defensive, Punisher than, being an outright Slayer. You can go Slay with it. Of course, it's a great Slayer weapon and it's got a great sub to support it. But when it has Cooler, people just use it to paint for Cooler, throw it out, and then run up and then die. Like, that's all it's really good for. And that's not how I wanted to play the weapon. Like, if I'm going to play the bucket, I'm not just going to play passively and paint for Cooler for, like, the first 30 seconds of the match and then run up and, like, fight people. Like, no, I want to be up front and just fighting people from the start and really putting on the pressure. So, Tri-Nouveau was kind of there for me, but it just fell short just because of the special. And then I've had other weapons that I've tried. I really like Paintbrush, Blob Deco. I play a lot of shot competitively, but I wouldn't say I'm a shot main. Like, the gun just doesn't resonate with me. I just use it because it's a good weapon. I just play meta weapons as, like either like a frontline Slayer or more of like a frontline support. So I'll play shot or I'll play Gal. I wouldn't consider myself a Gal main either, but I play Gal. I play V-Slosh. I wouldn't consider myself a V-Slosh main, but I've played it in tournaments. All these weapons I played in tournaments. The most recently for me, however, has been Decav. It's very close. If not, I guess it could be my main, but I'm still dating it. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to be with Decav. But overall, I've tried every single weapon under the sun, every different thing, any kit that entices me, anything that really piques my interest, Rapid Blaster Deco Pro, Dapples, regular dualies, end parries, gold knot. I've tried backlines too with chargers. Like, I've tried everything and I just can't. And I know that is a huge sentiment for a lot of people who just cannot get a handle on their main weapon, like what they like to use the most. I have a pool of weapons I like to use the most specifically for comp, but that's it. That's all I have. It's just a pool of weapons. I don't have that one singular weapon that I'm going to keep playing forever and ever and ever. So that's been the one issue I've had, and a lot of issues that other people have had. And unfortunately, we're not getting third kits either. I know there was rumors, there was, the update, and we were like, oh, we could get third kits. Still no third kits. I would love to, make a video saying I was actually right, we are getting third kits, but no. There's not. We're not getting third kits, unfortunately. And if we do get third kits, we probably won't see that until March of next year. So that's a downside. But I've also been one of those people who said, if we get third kits, whatever, like, if the third kits are good for certain weapons, I will main certain weapons, like Tri-Slosher. If Tri-Slosher got a third kit that was good, specifically I would like Bomb and Crab on it, or Bomb and Kraken, I'm playing it. That's my main weapon, right there. H3 has also been a weapon that I really like the main weapon. I just do not like the kit. I do not like playing Point Sensor Cooler, and I do not like playing Wall Bubble. Like, I think H3 is a great main weapon. I enjoy H3. it just suffers from its kits for me to play it. Not like tier list wise or anything, but like for me to just play it. Like I do not like its kits personally. If Machine got a solid third kit as well, you know, we get something with splashdown, that would be great. Triple splashdown. There's just other weapons that would definitely thrive with third kits that desperately need third kits that are good and fun to use. And that's kind of like the biggest issue as well, where some people feel stale on the game because a lot of the weapons just either aren't fun, they feel bad, or they're fun but they're bad. Like that's kind of like where a majority of the weapons are at. And the weapons that just aren't fun to like play at all is like something like the second Tri-Stringer kit. It's just sprinkler and chumps, and you just keep, you know, shooting bows. Like that's all it is. It's not really that fun compared to vanilla Tri-Stringer, which I find a little bit more enjoyable because I can use Mist to wall off for my team, and I can use Whales to pressure and do a lot more for my team than just here's some chumps and a sprinkler. And even some of the vanilla kits just aren't even as fun. You have Vanilla Rapid Deco and then Vanilla Rapid Deco Pro. Both are boring. Just like not from a comp perspective, just from a general perspective, both are just boring. One has Mine Tri-Strike and the other one has Mist Vacuum. I don't really find that fun at all. Like that's just not really appealing to me whatsoever. Maybe because I do have a comp brain, but also like I feel like in general, just like I don't see people playing those weapons ever. The only person I've ever seen play Vanilla Rapid Deco Pro was one of my teammates. That's it. Other than that, like no one picks these weapons because they're boring. Same thing with the Aerosprays. The Aerosprays are just paint bots for their specials. You're not engaging. You're not doing anything interactive with anybody. You're just playing boring. That's all it is with both Aerosprays. And then you have weapons that just like feel bad either because of the stages or just because like they're really just weird. Like not paintbrush, just regular ink brush Nouveau, like Ink Mine and Hammer. That doesn't feel good. It really doesn't feel good. Like it still has the perks of the ink brush. You get to put it down and move fast or whatever. But besides that, like it doesn't feel good because you have mines. So you have no lethal to poke at people. And then you have Hammer, which people just shred through. Like your Hammer does nothing. Hammer needs like another frontal buff or something because it just doesn't feel good. And then like, yeah, you have that. And then Wiper Deco. Wiper Deco doesn't feel good. Vanilla Wiper feels great. You get to combo with Torpedo, hit people with charge slashes or whatever. And then, you know, you can use Hammer. Like Hammer's, you know, is still Hammer, but like you can still use Hammer a little bit and throw it and stuff like that. Same thing with Ink Brush Nouveau, but like that's like your only thing with Ink Brush Nouveau is like throw Hammer. You have nothing else with the kit compared to regular Wiper. But then you have Wiper Deco. That's just, you know, missiles and beacons on a decent main weapon. And then also Vanilla Tri-Slosher, as I pointed out earlier, just feels bad to play. There's just weapons that feel bad. And then on top of that, there's weapons that are fun, but they're not good. Like, for instance, using Paintbrush. Paintbrush is easily one of the weapons that I feel like is personally fun to use. You have this wide hitbox. You're like a dynamo but a brush. You know, you can move around with your curling bomb and you have Wavebreaker, but it's just bad. It's just bad for the most part. Like, you're most likely just going to die to a lot of people. And the only people that you're beating are people who aren't used to playing against a Paintbrush or people who just suck. Those are the only two people you're killing with Paintbrush. Otherwise, like, you're not really going to be doing anything with Paintbrush. It's just bad. Same thing with the vanilla S-Blast. Like, it's, you know, fun to use. I enjoy the alternate firing modes, but it's got not wave. It's got a reef slider and sprinkler. Like what are we doing with that? Like the new S-Blast kit, the purple one, is a way funner kit, and it's actually good too. I think it definitely could be like up the tier list, but no one uses it. But it's a good weapon. and it's fun to use. You got burst bombs, so you can just keep chipping at people, get burst bomb kills, or just, you know, AoE kills. And you have Booyah Bomb, which is a decent special. So you have like just a good chunk of weapons that just, you know, fall into one of those three categories where they're just like, it's just not good, not fun, fun but good. And that's definitely something that makes a lot of people just feel like they can't get a main weapon. It's just hard to pick a main weapon when the pool of weapons that are, you know, good to play, feel good, aren't your main weapons. I feel like a lot of backliners did make out with this game because a lot of backline weapons are pretty decent. You know, E leader fits its role pretty well, especially C leader. You got Kraken for, you know, good objective pressure. On top of that, you have beacons, and even vanilla leader's fine too. And then you also have Firefin with wall and tri strikes. And if you can make vacuum work, then you got vac on regular charger. So you got a lot of options with chargers, and same thing with Splatlings too. You have headed and credit, which are good, you know, shredder options, and also headed has cooler. I've seen a lot of people use the vanilla heavy, like there's the regular heavies and heavy deco. I'm not personally a fan of those weapons. I don't think they're that good, but people are still using them. You also have people using minis, trying to make minis work, even though they're not that good. And the people who play Nautilus, they definitely made out this game. They have very good kits this game. But besides that, I feel like all other archetypes of weapons just really didn't make out that much. Shooters definitely did. I'm not going to discount shooters. Shooters made out heavily. Both shots are good. Gal's good. Splashes are good. Like shooters made out. Even the pros are starting, the Splatter Shot pros are starting to come up as well. But overall, just, you know, feels like, I know some buckets made out as well. You know, V Machine is still pretty decent. Neo Machine is decent, as well as Vanilla Bucket. But overall, it's just like, it's just mostly just like a handful of weapons in each archetype, or just a couple here and there for each archetype that kind of shine above the rest. And it would be nice if we got third kits that would actually benefit and uplift these weapons and really bring them into the conversation for either competitive play or just casual play, just playing casually. Like, they definitely need third kits, but we're probably not going to get them. And that's where it's like, it just feels bad. And this has been for the main list, the people who just can't find their mains. You know, some people have found it in Decav that just came out, which, you know, I'm very close to that. I think Decav might be mine, maybe, who knows. But otherwise, you know, there's just a lot to be desired in the weapon pool. We have a bunch of weapons, but a lot of them fall short, unfortunately. And we, the people who don't have mains, are mainless. I will see you in the next one. Let me know what your perfect weapon would be down below, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.